In this first technique, we are masking out a shape onto white gesso primed canvas. After the desired shape is created, we carefully burnish the inside edges with a finger to achieve good tape to canvas contact. This canvas has been stretched over a panel, and that makes it much easier to do hard edge painting and also reduces canvas sag from all of this pressing. Next, we paint a layer of the same gesso inside the taped area. It's better to have the base color seep under the tape now rather than the intended paint color later on. Brushing towards the tape edges helps work paint into any voids that would create ragged edges. While the layer of gesso dries, we mix up 2 parts fluid acrylic paint to 1 part GAC 200. GAC 200 creates a harder, less elastic paint film, resulting in cleaner tape edges. Using a soft brush, we will apply a thin, even layer of paint to cover our shape. While additions of GAC 200 assist with paint hardness, it also increases transparency. And therefore multiple coats may be necessary. Allow the surface to dry and then apply a second coat if needed. Pull the tape straight up and slightly away from the shape to facilitate a clean edge. In the next method, applying a base paint layer to seal the tape edge is not an option because we're starting to layer shapes. Therefore, a clear medium works much better. We apply the tape and burnish our shape edges just like the first method. We then blend 3 parts GAC 200 with 1 part GAC 500. This medium mixture balances the hard binder with a more flexible one to reduce film cracking during drying. On stretch canvases or other flexible supports, a 1-to-1 blend is better to use because it's more flexible but still hard enough to get a clean edge. We use the GAC mixture to coat the inside edge of the taped area. Pay special attention to any areas where there might be gaps in the tape because of the underlying texture. Allow this layer to dry and repeat the process until you are sure the entire tape edge is properly sealed. In hard edge painting, it's always much easier to apply an extra sealing coat than to have to clean up a ragged edge later. We now add GAC 200 to heavy body Naples yellow hue at the 2-to-1 ratio. When mixing thin products with thicker ones, add the thinner product in small steps. This reduces the chance of paint lumps developing and saves time. Heavy body paints allow for a thicker paint film, but it still may be necessary to apply a couple of coats to achieve uniform opacity. We apply a layer of paint and then speed the curing process along with our hairdryer. After it is allowed to cure to room temperature, we apply a second coat and give it plenty of time to completely dry. As we pull the tape up and away, you can see how crisp the edge is even in this rather thick paint film. Our final technique is best suited for thick textural layers of product. We start out just like the other methods by burnishing the tape edge of our intended shape. To make heavy body bismuth vanadate yellow even thicker, we blend it with some high solid gel gloss. But of course any thick gel or paste is acceptable to create whatever degree of texture and translucency you could want. Mix slowly and carefully to minimize the incorporation of foam. After mixing, gently smear out a thick layer with a palette knife. Because I'm not pressing down hard with the knife and the paint has a high viscosity, the chance of product seeping underneath the edge is minimal. Unlike previous hard edge techniques, we need to pull the tape up while the product is still very wet.